I asked you guys a few weeks ago what you wanted to see on the channel next, and of course all of you asked for an update on the Mondeo. So you'll be happy to know I'm at Mad Ford Engineering and we're filming episode 3 of the Mondeo restoration series. And here she is, freshly painted and ready to start rebuilding. So we'll get to all the internals over there in a second, but we're at the point where we're ready to put the Lego set back together. Wait until you see, well, engine bay completely repainted in Ford Panther Black, the coolest paint name ever. And then Mick, the legend that he is, has done all of the underside.
It's a team effort, not just me.
Absolutely, the whole Mad Ford team. It's just amazing seeing a car this age look like it's just come off the factory line. And I'm a very, very lucky boy. And here's the pure donor car. Stripping parts off it, it's doing its job. For 600 quid, it's definitely been worthwhile. And yeah, can't wait to get the engine back in that, and hopefully, at the end of tomorrow's filming, we'll be starting it up. We'll see. So we're on the move now. Right back there in the Discovery Sport is my rusty subframe, and we're gonna head off into Canuck and get it shock blasted, ready to go back in the car. The last time you guys saw this car, it had just been painted. The main body had been painted. Now more of it has been painted, and yeah, we're at the stage where most of the mechanicals have been reconditioned, and we're now setting about putting it back together. We spent the day getting the front subframe sandblasted, and it's just been powder coated, and then we'll have the front subframe, which will then have the engine and gearbox attached to it. I'm getting to do the glory jobs of the engine to finish that off. The engine is looking amazing. I can't believe it's the same 2.5 litre unit that we started with. So all of that will be mated to the subframe and then simply lifted back into the car. And yeah, fingers crossed, we'll finish the day turning that engine over for the first time since I dropped it off here in November. So the front subframe will insert into there, and then here is the rear subframe. This has already been refreshed, powder coated, with the brakes added either side. The rear suspension will be added next, and then that also will be lifted into the back of the car, up through there. What's really cool is it's all completely undersealed as well. No more rust in this car. Look how nice everything. Let's check out these brakes. All brand spanking new, genuine Ford. That's what we like. The real reason that the restoration has been delayed is simply due to COVID. We didn't feel it necessary to film during the depths of lockdown. It wasn't the most necessary thing in the world. So we've just delayed it a couple of months, but we're straight back into it, and we're basically quick firing the episodes. So we're currently filming episode 3, episode 4 will be with you very soon after that, and that'll be it. The Mondeo will be finished. Check out the work Mick has done on the V6. Look at this thing. Absolutely stunning. It came out the factory with 202 horsepower, and I imagine it's got every single one of them back. I'm going to fit the gaskets and the last couple of bits to finish off the head of the engine, and then it'll be mated to the gearbox with the clutch and flywheel, and then it'll go straight back in the car. This should be incredibly educational for me and also incredibly satisfying. As you'll see from the drivetrain video, Mick helped me basically put in some gaskets in the top of the engine here and bolt down the intake manifold. We are going to pack it in for today It's been a pretty long day doing all these shock blasting, powder coating, going to all these places, plus a bit of mechanical work ourselves. So we'll be back first thing tomorrow morning to mate gearbox with engine, and then start assembling all of that into the car and get starting, hopefully. While we've been doing the glory stuff, the unsung heroes of the build, Matt and Munchie, have been cracking ahead. What have you been doing today, guys?
Brake lines, heat shields, all the small bits. Humber cables.
All the nippy bits, essentially. The non-glory bits. I must say, it's been great getting back working on the car. Last time we were here filming, it was December. We did November, December, then the plan was to go January, February. So the car, really, if COVID hadn't got in the way, would be completely finished by now. But obviously it did, lockdown took hold, and we had to wait. But it's great getting back to it. And filming-wise, by the end of April, the car should be completely done. I should have the keys and be driving about my neighbourhood by the end of April. Fingers crossed. It's bright and early the next morning. Got a bit of Land Rover mania going on right now. But we come through to the back. Mick did a bit more work after we left yesterday, putting some coolant hosings on, some of the aircon lines, and he's put on the clutch and flywheel as well. So hopefully the first thing we do this morning is put these two together, and then we're straight on to the new subframe, and then everything else should follow after. We also have our Halfords person coming today to fit the tyres to the brand new refurbished Ford Mondeo ST200 wheels, and he'll also be installing the battery.
You're in your space invader.
So Mick, last time we were here it was December, so it's now, well, end of March, start of April. What have you been up to during that time?
Massive amounts. Obviously work has gone crazy. A majority of the time has been spent stripping your engine down. We did go into the bottom end, and obviously timing chains, cylinder heads, a lot of vapour blasting, thank you to Sean, a lot of powder coating, thank you to Ian. Just getting everything right, getting it all as it should be, and obviously we reassembled the transmission as well with the correct ratios. Awaiting your return, Mike.
Cool, and you've been very much into 4-cylinder turbo Cosworth engines.
Yes, the YB engine.
So how does it compare working on a big lump like this V6 compared to those engines?
To me, an engine's an engine. My first love is the YB. I do like building a YB engine, but an engine, you take it on its own merits and you build it accordingly. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you think about the Duratec V6 as an engine once you're out and about? So 200 horsepower, 5-speed gearbox.
They're a very torquey engine. I mean, I've got no issues against them. I haven't had any massive amounts of driving them myself. I don't know why, but I always stay clear of V6s. I've never been a V6 man. I've always been a 4-potter, petrol or diesel. But from what I have driven them, customers' vehicles, nice drive.
Well, expect to be rebuilding a lot more of these in future.
Fingers crossed.
Very close to putting the engine back in here, and I just wanted to focus on the paint of the engine bay. Can you see it there in the light? It's got this sort of fleck in the black paint. So cool. Engine bay finished like this. The engine looking as stunning as it looks. I'm going to want to open the bonnet of this car a lot once it's finished. So our client Halfords has turned up in their van and they've fitted the car with some pretty slick tyres. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Those are the kind of tyres you see on brand new performance cars, so the Mondeo is going to stick to the road once it's up and running. Final touches being added to the engine install. It's in there, just all the plumbing being done right there, and then check out these tyres. These things are not cheap. And they're going to make the ST200 go like an absolute rocket down the country roads up in Scotland. I cannot wait.
The oil pressure's gone out. Okay.
So everything's now in the car. UASA batteries in, we're cranking it over, and being an engine that's just been rebuilt, it needs a bit of time. So we're just figuring out exactly how to get the engine going. Mick's got all the tricks up his sleeve to make that happen. And by tonight, we'll have a running V6. What on earth is that? I was about to do a piece to camera, and Mick kicks about in this. What is that?
This is massive.
Here he comes. My problem was I was in second gear. You just have it in first and bag it.
First and bag it.
Okay. Okay, folks, if you haven't seen the Drive Tribe video, then you may not know this, but we've managed to get it started. How sweet does it sound? That is as smooth as I have ever heard this engine purr. Got our UASA battery, thanks to Halfords for that. Beautiful. Is it just me, or is there nothing better than a new radiator? That is spot on. Yep, we'll have that. Just love how fresh everything looks. All nicely painted in there, which goes with the black shock absorber spring, and then the sort of contrast of the brake caliper. Look at that gold. That's probably my favourite new part in the car. These gold brake calipers, so sick. And the engine, well, that's the gearbox and diff poking through there. It's just mint. So that's it, guys. The car, next time I see it, will be finished. Basically, Mick and the lads, their plan is to fully finish the car and then take a few bits off it for the final episode of filming. But yeah, the next episode we film, episode 4, that'll be it. The finale, the car will be fully restored and I'll have it back in my garage. I cannot wait to to take it for a spin. And not quite today, but very soon, we should have locked in a test drive with James May as well, down at his place in the country. So hopefully that all comes together, and yeah, the series will be complete. On to the next project. So thank you guys all for watching this little behind the scenes. I hope you've enjoyed the hero video over on Drive Tribe, and I'll see you again next time.